Yesterday was another good day for Shiba Inu, another green one. The comments were pretty quiet, but that's okay. We have a lot of things to talk about, and we will talk about the fact that we started off on a red note today for SHIB, for the crypto market in general. Do want to talk about that briefly. Want to talk about something else that's going to be taking place today that the market is kind of prepping for, but we do need to also talk about a few things that are continuing to look like positive signs for SHIB. Hopefully this continues. We'll discuss all that and more in this video, so if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell, it's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So we figured at some point there'd be some profit taking, and that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing some profit taking. We're seeing some leverage liquidations across the crypto market. Not really that surprising when you get this much of a dip. There's a lot of people that bought during this time, and guess what? Those people, they do eventually sell. There's a lot of speculators that took advantage of the dips in the market. Now, that being said, yesterday, we did actually close up another 3.87%. We're down about 6.25% at the time of filming this video. Not surprising, because when you look across the market, that's pretty much where everything is at. 6, 7, 8% down, some all the way up to 10% down. And, I keep looking back at this and I keep being impressed at how SHIB is performing here. We're down, 3.8% over the last 24 hours. Again, I just in comparison to the other larger memes in the space, Pepe down 5.6% here. Doge actually down 3.98%. I mean, SHIB just continues to kind of hold its own here and show a little more resilience to the drops that we're seeing in the market, which is good. But at the same time, we also need to make sure that SHIB is taking some bigger steps forward when we're seeing the rips. And maybe we're just kind of waiting for that rotation of capital and for the rest of the market to realize, hey, SHIB is sitting on some good foundational levels. And maybe this is where you start to see the speculators move back into SHIB, and SHIB has kind of this time where it outperforms other assets. I'm not saying that that's going to happen for sure, but we've seen this rotation many times before. And now what we're seeing is obviously a red day for SHIB. We actually came down, we retested the bottom of this opportunity box. And just as we've done many times before, we tend to get bounces off of this. So we're just kind of getting important retests across the crypto market. BTC tested the bottom of its trend. Little bounce taking place early this morning. Right now, it's about 6:10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll see where the day leads us. Ethereum did fall back down below that 4150 level, which sucks. Sitting right on top of our 100-day moving average at the time of filming this video. And right now, we're still just waiting for enough confidence for assets to re-enter the crypto market. I talked about this in my earlier ADA video, that maybe we're on the verge of just closing the CME gap in terms of BTC. We did not get all the way there. We got actually pretty close on this last little push down that took place maybe about a half hour ago or so. So, excuse me, maybe we're just going to make that push here in the wee hours of the morning right before US money wakes up. But we did deal with some selling in terms of institutional players yesterday. On the Ethereum side, the ERC20s are not going to like when this takes place. $428 million worth of Ethereum sold. Did see $326 million worth of BTC sold as well. So market just kind of had to absorb that yesterday. I actually did a pretty good job of that. But unfortunately, the overnight candles are kind of what led us on this path that we're seeing this morning. And it was just selling, liquidations in terms of long leverage, yada, yada, yada. The same crap we've been dealing with, right? Now, that being said, there is something that that kind of accelerated for SHIB and is now staying a little bit more consistently higher. And this is actually exchange outflows. We haven't looked at this really on CoinGlass that often, but I do want to look at this because obviously on the big day, we obviously know Friday was kind of an ugly day in the market, but we actually saw the highest day in terms of SHIB outflows we've seen since all the way back in May, which I think was a pretty big deal. We actually saw, if I could have a steady hand here, $7.5 million worth of outflows. And then each subsequent day has remained pretty high as well. $3.24 million the next day, $1.9 million the next day. You guys can see $3.34 million the following day. Even today, I started off on a pretty heavy note at $2.48 million in terms of SHIB outflows from exchanges. So this is, and guys, these are net flows. So we are actually seeing people actively remove Shiba Inu from exchanges, which again, we've kind of been in this chopping range for a very long period of time. So it seems like we're getting back on this trend of, people realizing that this is a discount, buying that discount, moving it into DeFi. And SHIB is not the only asset in the space that's seeing this. Most assets are right now. So you're seeing people actively take advantage of the opportunity that is there. And that's not really surprising. That's what we're supposed to do in the market, right? We're supposed to buy the dips. We're supposed to prep for the rips. And what's interesting is obviously before we go on these major rallies throughout the market, you tend to get some sort of washout, some sort of retracement in terms of altcoins. So this is exactly what I don't want to say what we wanted to see, but sometimes you need that buying event to take place. Now, I want to remind everybody that Jerome Powell is going to be speaking today. The market is obviously reacting before this takes place. We don't know what Jerome is going to say. Is he going to play things close to the vest? Is he going to, confirm that we have rate cuts coming? Is he going to paint this ugly red picture? Is he going to talk about inflation? Right? These are the big questions. Unfortunately, it's kind of like Friday, where obviously one tweet kind of started the cascade. Well, Jerome Powell has the opportunity today to either confirm some red in the market or to actually flip a screen. And it sucks that there's that much power from one person speaking. But, guys, we're in a market in its infancy, and that's kind of where we're at for the time being, at least. So we'll see what happens as the day progresses. I'm hoping that he can shed some positive light moving forward, especially with the government shutdown and the uncertainty surrounding that for the time being. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.